Hi there and welcome to Lorena's Labyrinth. Thank you for joining me again today. For those of you that aren't aware, my name's Anah Parreli and of course I'm the business owner here at Lorena's Labyrinth. I like to share content on the channel that I hope will be useful for you and that you might benefit from. And the only way I know this is actually if you give me feedback as to whether or not it's the content that you enjoy or if you would like me to do things differently. So I do invite you to put your comments up whether you agree with what I say or not. If you've got different interpretations, I actually welcome them. So either way, today we're going to be talking about the colour grey. I must admit, I've got to put my hand up and say it's not my favourite colour out of all the colours that we could be talking about, but certainly it does convey messages and there is a certain power associated with the colour grey that's very helpful for us, but especially if we're metaphysical or energy workers. So without further ado, let's get on with the video and talking about grey. Now, hopefully you can see here by looking at this image that grey is not related to the chakras. It is, however, helpful in regard to the aura. For those people that have got clairvoyant gifts and who work with energy and do healing, quite often they will see where an aura has become a little damaged or whatever, and this might be because there's pockets of the aura that show up a bit grey. Now, the thing with the grey colour is that it is empowering because it helps to highlight and provide information about your mental, emotional, and physical state of well-being. So in the first instance, the reason why grey is not my favourite colour is not because I consider it to be a bad colour or anything else, but I know that it's become very popular as part of people's decor, how the furniture that they put in their rooms, and if they're building houses, it's become very popular as a facade of the building structures, and with cabinetry and all of that kind of thing. A lot of people like to put grey in. Well, from my perspective, because I work with colour and because I love colour, I see grey as being a little colourless, and it's reflective of what is going on in a person's life is how I interpret this. And also, if we were to look at the feng shui symbol, we can see that the feng shui symbol has a clear black and white aspect, which is this dividing line. But within each of the black and the white, you have aspects of the polar opposite. So within the black, you've got a little bit of white. Within the white, you've got a little bit of black. And so there is a natural capacity for deviation, because if we have black and white thinking, then obviously there's an inflexibility there. But if we have grey, where all of the black and all of the white mixes and merges, to me that results in indecisiveness and is a suggestion that the person struggles to make a decision one way or the other, or that even that they may have some blurred boundaries going on for them. And the other thing is too that it could be simply a case of they're unwilling to take the next step to shift away from problems or feeling paralyzed. To a large extent, if it's involving decision making, I see grey as being a bit of a fence sitter, one that's trying to play it safe all the time instead of actually honouring their truth. And if I was going to be working with somebody that was having a lot of grey happening with them, it would suggest to me that perhaps they are repressing a lot of their emotions and not being true to themselves. But I'm interested to hear how other people interpret it. If you find yourself drawn to or repelled by the colour grey, it might just be time to ask yourself if you have some kind of internal battle going on within, or if there is an issue around decision making. As I mentioned before about the black and white thinking, if life has become hazy, it might be that you're lacking in joy or spontaneity, but this is just a message for you to look within and see what's going on for you. So as far as attributes of grey goes, well, you can use the colour grey if you're seeking alternative perspectives around some blocks that you might be experiencing, and as part of providing you with strength within challenging situations. And this is obviously the aim is to feel more hopeful. There is a colour ray called the grey ray, and this is used similarly to scanning yourself and your body with a magnifying glass, identifying areas for treatment through the use of additional colours. And this is probably where I have this. I'm not a fan of grey because I'm into the colour, because grey actually doesn't hold any healing properties because it's not associated to any chakras. So you would use the color grey to identify where color needs to be added. So, an activity that you can do, especially if you've opened up to your clairvoyant gifts, otherwise you might have to sense, is or use your senses, just that intuitive aspect, is to do a body scan, all right? And you do this by connecting yourself to the grey ray and putting yourself into a pillar of grey light. And then you ask or invoke the higher powers to assist you to show you any areas in your body very clearly that might have some dysfunction going on or where there's a blockage. Now, if there's a block in the energy, it's usually going to lead to a physical ailment, which is designed to draw your conscious attention to an attitude or belief that needs to be adjusted. And this is a case of opening the mind up where it needs to be opened up toward alternative solutions or alternative ways of thinking and feeling about whatever the problem is. When we are able to adjust our attitudes towards a problem, often that ailment is going to heal. And if we don't change our attitude, there is a real risk that it's going to continue to impede us in our daily function. So these, of course, I don't say this is always the case. These are ideas for consideration. So what you would do is close your eyes, allow yourself to see a very clear and transparent grey tinged ray of light swirling around your body. So the ray is going to identify the areas that require healing by becoming a bit darker. So the initial ray is a lighter grey. The areas for healing are a darker grey, and the depth of the colour of the grey is going to indicate the urgency or the priority of a healing need. When you've completed taking a look at your body and identifying those areas for healing, then it becomes a case of focusing your attention on the specific area and asking and invoking divine intelligence to show you the colour of the light that would be most helpful in healing that specific issue. So what you would do is allow the colour, place your awareness on that body part and allow a colour to flash to your conscious awareness and direct that colour healing into the specific area, seeing the area infused with this particular colour. You would then repeat the process for each specific area that's been highlighted as being blocked or not functioning at full capacity, visualising the grey shifting out of the area and the new colour that is required for the healing purpose entering into it and vibrating there. Now, as you do so, you would make the affirmation, divine intelligence, creator, God, whatever name you want to use, please release limitations and stuckness from my life so that I may be free and creative and experience full health and well-being. Thanks be. Now, just so you know, from my perspective, when I do auric scans, quite often what I see is the bird's eye perspective of a person, and I can see them what's happening, not just within their body, because that will flash at me. This will be a video for another day. It will flash at me what the area is that needs to be having some energy or colour put into it. But the other thing is too that when I look at an aura clairvoyantly, I can do it from a bird's eye perspective and see what's happening around the person's aura. So it's not always what's within it. It might be, is the aura a healthy shape? Things like that. Is it smooth? Is it rounded? Is it jagged? Are there any little tears on the aura? This kind of thing. These are the things that you could be looking at as well and sending healing energy towards them. So, my friends, a nice short video for today. I hope that you found it useful. I hope you have some fun playing with it. In the meantime, I'm going to love you, leave you. Catch you on the next video. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Stay blessed. Bye-bye for now.